circumstances. We create our circumstances. You know, when we talk about the law of attraction, we're really talking about the laws that are created by God. It's a spiritual law. Okay, I know it's not a Mosaic law. It's not one of those laws that Moses brought down, but God created laws that regulate life on earth. I call it spiritual laws. So the law of attraction is one of them. And this particular law is responsible for the distribution of the resources that God has put on this planet earth. If you violate them, no matter how you have the Son of God, without the system of God, you'll still be a failure going to heaven. Okay? If you check out other series that we've done, we've talked about the two packages. Okay? The two packages of the gospel. That we have the Son of God and the system of God. We have the King and the kingdom principles. Okay, we have the person of God and we have the principles of God. You can have the person of God, which opens up the portals of heaven unto you. But if you don't have the principles of God, living it out on here, you might end up living as a failure. That can help you to understand this law of attraction. The first person I want to quote today is Jack Canfield. Jack Canfield happens to be the originator of the chicken soup for the soul. As a matter of fact, he taught millions of individuals his modernized formulas for success and has trained and satisfied over 2,700 students all around the world, and they are teaching his content and his methodology in 107 countries around the world. He had this to say about the law of attraction. He said the law of attraction states that whatsoever you focus on, think about, read about, and talk about intensely, you are going to attract more of it into your life. Jack Canfield says, whatsoever you focus on, think about, read about, and talk about intensely, you are going to attract more of it into your life. And I think that this also is in agreement with what Napoleon Hills declared. I know that most of you are acquainted with the book, one of the famous book of Napoleon Hills, which talks about Think and Grow Rich. And this is what Napoleon Hills have to say. It says, keep your mind fixed on what you want in life and not on what you don't want. Each of them are expressing their experience engaging the law of attraction as we have explained it in other series and other parts that we've done on this particular subject. So today, having introduced this law by quoting this man unto you, I really want to zoom into the part that we're dealing with today, which is part 4. And part 4, we are saying that we create our realities. I want you to say it to yourself again. I create my realities. If you can engage your name and say that, confess that statement, it's really going to personalize it. Something like, I, Caleb Calebs, I create my realities. Can you say it to yourself? Say it to yourself. Jex, can you call your name and say it? I said, I, Caleb Calebs, I create my realities. Ronke, can you say it? Is it possible for you to say it? Yes, I, Ronke, I create my realities. You know, it will be so beautiful if I walk into your home and I want to take something from your refrigerator and I see this emblem written on the door of your refrigerator. I, Caleb Calebs, I create my reality. What if I walk into your bedroom mirror where you normally dress and fix your face before you leave every morning, and I see something like this? I, Ennis, I create my realities. I mean, you put it everywhere. You're coming back from work, you put it everywhere. Your desk, your table in the office. Caleb's, I create my realities. The moment you start doing that, you are reprogramming your understanding, you are rewiring yourself, you are really energizing your mind to take authority over your life. This is a simplified way of talking about the law of attraction. I, Caleb, I create my realities. I'm going to explain that to you. It's not going to be very ambiguous. I'm going to simplify for you. And what we're going to do today is to restore back to you the power that you have given away. You've given the power to control, the power to drive your life, the power to change circumstances that you are dealing with right now. You've given away the power to the devil. You're giving it to people. You're giving it to those who violated you. You're giving it out to people. And right now, you're dealing with circumstances that you should have changed, but you don't have the power to change it because you gave away the power. But if you start talking to yourself on a daily basis and say, I, Caleb, I create my realities, you are taking that power you gave away, you're taking it back. Let me explain to you. You know, if you get into the concept of the Bible, we are being told that we were predestinated, especially Romans chapter 8, verse 29 to 30. Let me read it. It said, for whom he did foreknow, he also did predestinated. The word predestinated means predetermined. In other words, we came into this world predetermined by God. But predetermined for what? It's a predetermined to conform to the image of his son, that he might be the firstborn among many brethren. It said, moreover, whom he did predestinate, them he also called. And whom he called, they also he justified. And whom he justified, them he also glorified. So the Bible told us that we were predetermined or predestinated by God according to his foreknowledge. Okay? According to his foreknowledge. But if you just take that scripture just out of context, you are really going to miss out from who you are. And I believe there are people who say today we are already predetermined. We were already predetermined before we arrive here. But I believe we are predestinated. We are predetermined to conform into the image of God, image of Christ. But listen to me. God did not only predestinated us, God also gave us something that is called the power and the right of choice. The power and the right of choice. If God did not give us the power and the right of choice, we would have been like just machines and robots. You know, when you deal with robots, you are dealing with a device that is predetermined of what it's going to do. Like your car was predetermined by the manufacturers. Your car was already predetermined. They know what you're going to do when you sit down and put in the ignition in your car, or keyless, or you start the car. The manufacturers have already predetermined what you're going to do. When there is no gasoline in your tank, the manufacturers already know what is going to happen. In other words, your car, your television, the machines, all that you have, they arrived unto you predetermined. God predetermined us, yes, but there is something he put in us that makes us different from machines and robots. And that is the power to make decision whether we want to choose what He has predetermined us for, or we want to do something else, or we want to improve what He has done. You understand what I'm saying? He gave us the power of choice, and not only the power of choice, He gave us the right to own whatsoever we choose. So now here is God predetermined us, and at the same time He gave us the power to choose if we're going to be what He has predetermined us to be, or if we want something else. Let me bring this balance, because many people have built false religion not understanding these two major issues: predetermined me and the power of choice given to me to decide what I want to do in life. How does these two work? Now, I want you, because this is a practical class, I want you to follow me, and I'm going to show you the balance right now. Can you imagine drawing and handing out an architectural design to your son? Okay? This architectural design to your son is the kind of house you want him to build. You made the architectural design and you hand it over to your son. You say, son, this is what I want you. This is the kind of house I would like you to live. And now you turn around and tell the son and said, I'm giving you something else. I'm giving you the power and the right of choice to really, really choose if you really want to build this, or if you want to improve it, or if you want to build something else. And you said the right of choice I've given to you is that you have the right to own what you choose. Now, beyond giving him a predetermined plan of the house that you want your son to build, you have given him something else. You say, this is what I want you to have, but I'm giving you the power and the right to create your realities. So if this child takes this plan and ended up building exactly what you designed, he created a reality for himself. He created that building and is living it. Yes, you gave him predetermined plan for it, but he now chooses to build what you gave him to build. It's still his choice. But in a situation, he looked at it, he said, no, I want the toilet to be here. I don't like the way my dad did this. I want to make amendment. And your dad said, it's up to you. So he changes the plan that you gave to him and he builds something else. It's still his choice. So now it is on these premises of understanding that we say we create our realities. We create our realities. You create your reality. I create my reality. Yes, God gave us predetermined plan, but if we choose to do what He asks us to do, it's still we that created the reality. If we choose not to build what He showed us to build, it is still our choice. So when we begin to talk about the predestination or the predetermined plan of God for our lives, understand that God gave us the power of choice to choose whether we want what He chooses for us or we want something else. So every one of us, we did no violation on this when we said we create our realities. I wanted to get that out so that we can travel together. Oh, God imposed it on me. No, God didn't impose anything on you. He gave you a predetermined plan and He gave you the right to choose if you want it. Why will God judge you for not doing what He asked you to do if He didn't give you the power of choice? It's up to you. You have a plan from God, but you can choose not to do it. Okay? You can choose not to do it. You have a right of choice and you have ability to choose. Are we together? Are we on the same page? Now I want to take it beyond. I want to take it a little bit. Now, having come to understand predestination and also the power of choice, I want to take it a little bit. God created me so that I can create my realities. I want you to say that to yourself. God created me so that I can create my realities. Can you say it again? God created me so that I can create my realities. God will not create your realities. God doesn't create your realities. No, He created you, and He gave you the power and the choice to create your realities. Now, this is very deep, and I want to break it down. That's why I'm very slow. We all are living in the world created by God. But do you know we are not living in the same world? We are living in the world, cosmos, C-O-S-M-O-S. That's what they call it. The world created by God. But we all are not living in the same world. We live in different worlds. Take, for instance, I live in Cape Town. And there are so many people who are living in Cape Town. But the Cape Town I am living in, the reality of Cape Town I'm living in, is not the realities of every other person. There are some people who are in Cape Town, they are in jail. And they tell you that Cape Town, what it means from Cape Town, they look at Cape Town from the jail part of it. And you get what I'm saying? There are those who are in Cape Town, they are having different experiences based on the realities they create. So we all are living in Cape Town, but we're not living in the same Cape Town. People live in different experiences. So we all live in the world created by God, but we all are not living in the same world. There are people who are living affluence. They are living in the same world. And there are people who are living in poverty. They are living in the same world. There are people who have been living under abuse from their day one of their age. And there are people who have never tasted abuse. So we all will live in the world created by God, but we don't live in the same world. Why? Because God created me so that I can create my reality. Can I hear you say, I can create my reality? I was born to create my reality. God created me so that I can create my reality. The world we live in is the world we made. The world we live in is the world we made. Can I hear you say that to yourself? The world I live in is the world I made. The world I made is the world I live in. There are a lot of people who are offended by this idea. A lot of people, when I speak to people, I said, you created your reality. They're angry. They don't like it. They are offended. They said to me, Pastor Caleb, are you blaming me? I'm the victim. How do you blame me for what the violator have done? You get what I'm saying? They see it as a version of blaming the victim instead of the violator. After all, I didn't ask for what they did unto me. He just abused me and walked away from me. He cheated on me and messed up our marriage. And now you're telling me that I live in the world that I created. How do you explain it to me? Listen to me. I really want you to calm down. I don't care the realities of what world you're living in. There's something you contributed for you to be in that world that you created. We're living in the same world, but the realities that you live in is the realities that you created. God does not create our realities. We do. You did. Listen to me. This is very important and transforming. And if you will calm down to accept this truth, we will be able to get to a place where you will change that world. You got to accept that you create your reality. Because denying this truth denies you the power to change things in your life. The moment you blame the violator, the one who raped you, the one who cheated on you, the one who fired you without compensation, the moment you continue to blame the violator, you deny yourself the power to change the situation. You can't change the situation blaming the violator. If you got to change the situation that you are dealing with right now, the first thing that you need to do is to come to this reality that I create my reality. I create my reality. Nobody do. I create the reality I live in. Okay, now I really want you to go this. Each and every one of us are responsible for the world we live in. Everybody need to believe this. You need to believe it too. Every one of us. I create my reality. You create your reality. You are responsible for the world you live in. Now let me do something practically quickly because of our time. I want us to get into practical section. Are you ready to do this? Are you in agreement with me? Even if you don't understand, just believe me that you created the world that you are living in. Now let's look at a practical session. Should we go to this? Let's work together. I want you to see this. I want you to consider your life, the whole of your life, the whole of the events and issues that you're dealing with in life. I want you to consider the whole of your life to be like 3 buckets. Divide all events that you're dealing with in your life. I don't care what event it is. Divide it into 3 buckets. I'm going to direct you what to do with. Number 1, bucket number 1. Bucket number 1, what are you going to put inside that bucket in all the issues that you're dealing with? Bucket number 1, fill it with things you can control. Fill bucket number 1 with things that I can control. Everything you think you can control, put it in bucket number 1. Look at the bucket number 2. Bucket number 2, fill it with all things that you can influence. Things that will never happen to you except you influence it to happen. Bucket number 1, things I can control. Bucket number 2 is filled with things that can only come to you through your influence. You make them happen. Now the last bucket, the third bucket, should be filled with things that you don't have control over. Things that doesn't even need your influence for them to come to you. So we have 3 buckets now, which means that you have divided every issue in your life, every event in your life into 3. And you are putting them in the appropriate buckets. Bucket number 1 controls things that I can control. Bucket number 2, things that can only come to me when I influence it. Bucket number 3 are things that I don't have control over. Now, this is what I want you to see. That is a shock that is going to come on you. And I'm warning you right now. I want you to understand that you're going to find out when you start doing this exercise that 99% or 90-something percent of issues that you're dealing with are in bucket number 3. And what is that bucket number 3? Things that I cannot control. Things that I cannot control, things that I don't have control over. So the remaining smaller percentage is based on things you can control and things that you can influence to make happen. So let's look at that bucket number 3 quickly. Bucket number 3. How do I know things that I cannot control? How do we identify the things that should go in that bucket number 3? Now, this is what it is. For instance, things that is there, the families we are born into. The families that we are born into. How many of you have control over the family you are born into? I'm sure none of us. And what it means is that every problem that comes to you as a result of that family issue, they are a product of what you don't have control. I didn't decide to get into this family. I didn't decide to be born in that family. So there are many things that you are dealing with right now just because you were born into that family. Greater issues of your life is based on the fact that you were born into that family. Okay? So in that bucket, throw in the family and family issues. Things that you're dealing with because of your membership of a particular family, okay, they are all in that bucket number 3. Another thing is the choice of your family members. I'm sure if you go to your family today, there are people you would have said, no. If they have shown you your family before ever you come in, you would have said, no, take off John, take off Agnes, take off Beatrice, take off that one, I don't want this one. Okay, so you didn't have the choice, but you're dealing with it right now. You're dealing with family members that you didn't bring yourself. The top thing that should be in bucket number 3 are the daily weather. Look at here in Cape Town, we are freezing here in Cape Town. I mean, we are freezing here. People in Joburg are freezing. My friend from Namibia told me yesterday, they were also freezing. Some of us don't like this winter of a day. But we got to deal with it even though we don't have control over it. Do you understand what I'm talking about? You don't have control over it, but you got to deal with it. Put it in bucket number 3. And note that the 4th thing that should go into bucket number 3 is natural occurrences. Natural occurrences like earthquake. Natural occurrences like pandemics. Natural occurrences like illness, death of loved ones, fire outbreak, car accidents, to name them but a few. All of them are in that bucket number 3. That's why I'm telling you that almost everything you deal with on daily basis, randomly, most of them are things that you don't have control over. Let me tell you the bigger one. The bigger one is the choices of others. Choices that other people made that impacts you negatively. Take for instance, somebody just wake up and they decide to hate you. Somebody woke up and decided to steal your car, steal your bank card. Somebody just woke up and decided to give you a layoff later. Somebody that you love so much and you're thinking you're going to spend the rest of your life with him. All of a sudden, he told you, baby, I don't think this is going to work. And he gives you a vision notice. These are issues that we cannot control, and they are occupying bigger part of our life. Okay, how do I identify the second bucket, which is filled with things that we can influence? That's very easy for you. The things that you can influence is very easy for you. Can you imagine yourself walking into your office this morning and you saw a stranger, total stranger, for a reason best known to you, you slap the person. You just slap the person. Now, let me ask you, when you slap the person, what do you think that's going to happen? Oh, maybe the person will smile and walk away if he's a nice guy. Or another person will say, wow, the Bible said when you slap this way, you turn the other way, the guy turns another cheek. Or maybe this person is just, I say, I'm going to give it to you. You drag a bottle and break your head. Now that you're telling me different options, the answer there is that you don't know. You don't know what they're going to do. You can't predict what they're going to do. But whatsoever how they react to you is based on the influence. You influence the action, the reaction. If you did not slap the person, you wouldn't have gotten that person, that unpredictable reaction come to you. So, how do I know things that are influenced? Check in your life right now, things that you are dealing, events that are come, situations that came onto you because of your personal decision and the actions that you took. And those things are in your life right now. You didn't pay your rent and you have found your load outside. They are not things that you cannot, you influence it. You get what I'm saying? Instead of you coming to work early, you came very late. They warned you the first time, the second time. Now they're presenting to you sack later. You influence it. Instead of you loving your wife, you're cheating everywhere the woman have gone. You influence it. So throw all those things into the second bucket. Now this is the most important bucket I want you to be bucket number one. Bucket number one, the content of it are things that I can control. Even though they are little, they are where you need to live. I'm closing this ministration today, bringing you to bucket number one. Remember bucket number three, things I cannot handle. Bucket number two, things that came onto my life because I influenced it by my action, by my decision, by my attitude, by my way of life. I influence it to come. Bucket number one are things I can't control. And that's where I'm going to leave you because I'm running out of time. But let me show you something. Your life ought to be spent on bucket number one. God wants you to live in things you can control. If you are able to control the things that you can control, and you give time and know how to control things you can control, eventually you are going to get bucket number two right, and you will be able to succeed in things that you cannot control. Our lives ought to be spent on things we can control. I want to get you ready today to live a successful life. I want to get you ready today to attract circumstances that will help you. I want you to walk into today's preoccupied in things that you can control. Spend your life on things, bucket number one, things I can control, things I can control, things I can control. I'm going to be back tomorrow to teach you how to spend your life on bucket number one. That's where God wants you to live. And that's where successful people spend their life. Successful people don't goof around on things that they cannot control. They don't spend their life on things that they cannot control. You need to know how to spend the rest of your life on things that you can control. Because the realities of your life, the realities of everything about you is all about the things that you can control. The most important tools in your life, the most important place to spend your life, the most important thing to invest your energy, the most important area to spend the rest of your life is to stay on the things you can control. I'm going to leave you on bucket number one. Don't forget where we start. Bucket number one, we've looked at your whole life and we have compartmentalized it into three different buckets. Everything you're dealing with. But I want you to understand that God Almighty is going to give you that skill. As we come back tomorrow in Devotion 5, and we're going to show you how you should control the things that you can control, and by doing that, you are going to create the realities of your life. But trust me and rehearse it and challenge yourself. I create my realities. God created me to create my realities. You do create your own realities. The life you're living now, you created it. I don't care who gave you the raw material. The way you use the raw materials, we're going to see tomorrow, brought forth that world that you're living. It is not about what they did to you, it's how you responded to what they did. It's not about what hit you, it's how you reacted to what hit you. And that is the reason why your life is where it is today. But I believe as I come back to you for Devotion 5 tomorrow, you're going to understand how to shift things in your life. Thank you guys in the studio. Thank you for your contributions. I believe that the power and the glory of God will continue to keep us. Don't forget, what you consistently preoccupy your mind on, you will eventually attract it. It is called the law of attraction. I see you attracting wealth, attracting success, attracting relevant people in your life, attracting opportunities that will launch your destiny to higher levels. Stay with me. Stay with Life Mending Radio. We're going to take you into another level. See you tomorrow for part 5. God bless you.